Yeah, good morning, everybody. Wasn't at the dinner last night? Okay, so you all feel quite equal than I'm feeling. I hope my voice will stay comfortable over the day, and I think it sounds pleasant, right? Okay, yeah, what is the Customer Summit all about? It's called Customer Summit 2015 and launch of DE-CIX Istanbul. That means later today we will have a connection to Istanbul and we will meet Ivo, who's there with a lot of people from the Istanbul internet scene, and then we will start explaining what Istanbul and DE-CIX have in common and how we will bring these two spots further into the future of interconnection. My job today is starting with a lot of updates on where DE-CIX is staying and where we will go into the future. So the next half an hour, Arnold and me, we will give you some ideas what we think we could do with DE-CIX and you in the next couple of years. But we also first have to look where are we, what has happened in 2014, and where we are standing today. So let's start with the update. Where we are. Oops. Nope. Yeah, update and outlook. I would like to mention that most of the things that happened in 2014 are documented in this nice brochure, which is called Annual Report. Thank you for the guys that prepared this for you. It is always a nice job to look back and pull together whatever happened in the year that has just passed. You will also find some figures in that paper that will help you to understand 2014. Yeah, as times go by, do you know this guy? Looks quite familiar sometimes. That he is today, so didn't change very much, didn't he? Huh? Well, this is my favorite. The big mustache was my well, I don't know what, but I was wearing it for at least 10 to 15 years, and today, much younger, right? Much younger. And this guy, who is that? Who's that? Wolfgang, where are you? Wolfgang? Did we leave you somewhere last night? Yeah, he improved. Yeah, this was the beginning, that these were the first people that started peering services in Frankfurt as a company that is called DE-CIX Management GmbH today. And sometimes I'm really surprised that these three guys, yeah, that we did this job until Arnold, when came the next people, 2006 or, yeah? So until 10 years ago, there were just the three of us. And today we are headcount 75 people in Frankfurt. Well, from Frankfurt, 5 years ago, we started what we call our internationalization strategy. We had the goal to implement 5 additional locations. We didn't know where, we just said, let's have 5 additional locations somewhere in the world. And today we are proud to have Marseille up, Palermo is up, New York is up, Dubai is already established, New York is growing even faster, and there's Dallas and maybe some more to come in the future. So this shows that our strategy of internalization is meaningful, it is possible, and I would like later on explain you why we are doing this. What is really amazing, how much traffic we are shifting. We were expecting the 5 terabit breakthrough last night. Maybe today it will happen. There were only 100 gig away, 50 gig away from 5 terabit. And there was a really huge growth over the last 3 months, unexpected, really lots of traffic coming from all over our customers and push the platform towards the 5 terabit. Yeah, Palermo, as I said, is live since 2nd of September. Marseille since 29th of September, just 2 days ago. And I think we will start with a couple of customers. So these 2 places will fill up pretty soon, and then it really makes sense to appear there. Our strategy for Palermo and Marseille is to be an outbreak for the traffic of coming from the east and west coast of Africa. And we think that this is a good alternative to the existing ecosystem there. So let's see what comes out of these 2 places. Dallas, as I said, is about to follow, first quarter of 2015. We are just in the planning of how we do it. First marketing activities will start soon. And we are pretty sure that we can help the Dallas environment, Dallas-Fort Worth, to grow pretty fast with our exchange there. But yeah, the guys that did the job in Sicily. It's a nice place, Sicily, so engineers, raise your hand if you have to do something in Palermo, the country of Zitronen. Citrons? Citrons. No, it's lemon, and lemon is something different, right? Okay. Nice area, nice country, a place to go. Okay, why do we expand? Why do we go international? And this has something to do with the development of the overall peering interconnection ecosystem. We think that over the years, price reduction and more technology investment will limit our growth here in Frankfurt, maybe even in Germany. So that means at a certain time of development, we have a huge knowledge and a huge platform of technology. We have a lot of people, but we will not be able to grow further. Therefore, we said we could compensate this impossible further growth by going international and so secure the jobs, the technology, and the knowledge. This is one reason. And then on the other side, we also think that at some time the traffic will slowly regionalize. So, and maybe in 5 years' time, Istanbul, for instance, can be a huge peering platform compared to Frankfurt, maybe half the size. And in 10 years' time, we think Istanbul will be as big as Frankfurt is today. There's a huge potential in the city, in the area, and the neighboring countries. Therefore, we have 2 strategies: grow with the traffic at existing exchanges and build new exchanges that follow the growth. Looking of today, I sometimes really can't believe it. These are the actual figures of our performance as of end of August this year. Year to date, we had a growth of revenue of more than 173% over planned. Oops. Nope. There are no figures, sorry. New customers. We had more new customers so far than expected. And the value of ports that we have sold is even over 100% target achievement. We're still missing a few further new customers, but I'm sure that we will also hit the target by the end of the year. Looking at particular places, in Munich, we had a few new customers, and look at these figures. 48 100 GE ports by August. But not enough. Additionally, another 174 10 GE ports. That is a capacity of more than 6 terabit additional traffic, additional capacity for the platform. Well, these 43 1 GEs, they matter, but they really don't count. What does this mean on the financial side? These are the figures for 2014, as you can see them in the annual report. This is where we are by the end of August, and this last column is are the values that we might reach by the end of the year. So in turnover, despite the fact that we reduced our prices by more than 18%, we're still growing. We're still growing, we could compensate the price reduction that was worth 4 million euro. So if we reduce our prices by 100 euro, it will cost us almost 1 million euro in revenue. What is good to hear is that our operating costs are stable. Personal cost is growing. By the end of this year, we will have reached 4.4 million just in salaries altogether. And from the profitability that we need for the expansion of our platform, we are in the same range as of 2014. So there will be a profit of approximately 2 million that goes to the reserves for the future. These are good figures that shows that we are healthy, and it shows that even if we are expanding into new places, into new locations, into new businesses, we can afford that without bringing the main business into trouble. Evolution of marketing is something that you will see over the next 12 months to come. We have to bring us closer to you again. I have personally the feeling that at some stage the communication between the customers and us wasn't that good. We could have had a lot of more parties, a lot of more meetings, and this is something we have to work on. So there will be more communication between you, customers, and us on a regional basis, on an international basis, but also on an international basis. We investing a lot of money to understand how the ecosystem of peering and interconnection works. I think we did very well in the past when we noticed that traffic is flowing from west to east. We anticipated that when we went to Russia and the Eastern European markets, brought these guys to Frankfurt. I think we'll do a same strategy if we look into Istanbul. Here we will mainly serve not only the local market, but the market that's around Turkey, the Middle East, and parts of Africa. What we also see is there is a lot of lack in the market about peering and interconnection services. I think we have to grow this community. We have to evangelize what it's all about peering. We have to bring the knowledge into the market in order to build up relations to new businesses, to new segments in the market that are shortly and in the long term to come into the peering ecosystem. We noticed this year that a couple of corporates connected to the platform, and we think this will be a trend, and in maybe 5 years' times there will be more corporates than ISPs in the new business sector. What we also will change by the end of the year, and this you probably will notice pretty soon, is that we are changing our product naming, not algorithms, but method. So far we are selling ports. In the future we will sell you not the physical port, we will use service and capacities. This makes it a bit different on the invoice, and maybe it needs a bit of education over the next months, but it's simply for us better to transport what we're really doing. And I think in a virtual world, a physical port is just an old-fashioned thing, and a service and a capacity related to that service expresses more what is going to happen on your, not your invoice, but in your business. Once again, I think I tried to explain this last year, what we did with the overall structure of companies that DE-CIX is involved in. So today, the ECO Association, which now is called ECO Verband der Internetindustrie, it's not the German internet industry anymore. That shows that there is a focus on internationalization, and if you are from abroad or from outside of Frankfurt or Germany, there is a lady, Judith. Where are you? Judith. She is the point of contact for all international customers, and she will make you all happy. Right? You will do. Thank you. In a couple of years ago, we decided when we go international, we have to secure our existing business. We know that going international is a financial risk, and it's an adventure in general, but we said if we take the risk, then we have to secure the business of the GmbH and take the possible impact away from the core business and put the risk into different companies. So therefore we founded the DE-CIX International AG next to DE-CIX GmbH. That means there's no possibility to aggregate or to consolidate losses or profits between these two companies. DE-CIX International is fed with capital not from DE-CIX. The capital for the international expansion comes from the mother company, from ECO. So the DE-CIX International has all the business that is outside of Germany. And there is also no possibility to consolidate losses in Istanbul or in the US, so in the Turkey or in the US market, because it's not possible in German law, tax law, that you compensate foreign profits or losses. But this means that the core business and the core income in the GmbH is safe whatever happens in all our new adventures. This is very important because we are not burning your money in countries where you are not working in, where you don't have a relation to, it is not the money that comes directly out of DE-CIX. And the way how we try to fulfill the idea of internationalization and compensate slower growing market developments is that, for instance, DE-CIX New York has a service contract with DE-CIX International AG, and DE-CIX International AG gets the service from DE-CIX Management GmbH. That means the operation in New York is done here in Frankfurt, and Frankfurt is paid for that from the US via the International AG. So there will be in the future more and more revenue on the side of the DE-CIX balance sheet, profit and loss sheet, that helps us to compensate losses that might happen through price reductions and other services that are changing. Oops. Yeah, here we go to the next step, the technical update. This is not my ground. I can simply not distinguish a 10 GE plug from a 100 GE plug. I think they look quite the same, but he knows where the differences are.
You hope so. Good morning. So I'm also not really a technical guy. The numbers of plugs I made, it's really, I guess I count it by one hand or even by one finger. So, okay. As we are already a little bit late, I will run you quickly through what we have done technically. You have already seen it from the slides Harald showed. The traffic growth mainly in Frankfurt. We added, or we meanwhile have a connected customer capacity of 18 terabit. This is really a huge number. Shipping roughly 5 terabit. Additional 100 gig ports. Thank you for ordering this. We have meanwhile the third Alcatel Lucent XRS 40. These are two XRS 20 just connected together via the backplane, and I guess, I'm not sure, but I guess we are the only one in the world having 3 XRS 40 in operations. Core bandwidth, that means the bandwidth between the edges and the core is meanwhile 8 terabit. Peak traffic, we already talked about it. Harald also mentioned our new IXPs in Palermo, Marseille, and Istanbul. And what we also did is expanding in New York, mainly in New Jersey, where we have 3 additional sites by now. Forecast for next year, not really unexpectedly. We calculated always with a maximum growth by 30%. What we've seen from the last figures, this will grow for next year, so our expectation is that the growth will be more than 30%. Bandwidths will be far beyond 25 terabit. One of the real big challenge for next year will be our expansion in Kleierstraße in 2017, end of 2016. Our contract with Level 3 for the site will be running out, and we have to find a solution over there. From support, what you see is that we are connecting customers faster and faster. That's good, mainly also to automation in our provisioning system. Do I have a laser pointer? No. No. What we still see that roughly 40% of customers still takes more than 30 days to connect. This is mainly 2 customers who come from abroad and have to bring in equipment and their connection to DE-CIX. Systems engineering, that are these guys who are running the network around the production network. What we also did, besides running the own internet exchange, we helped the Angolian to set up an exchange over there, which also already hit 1 gigabit, and I guess for Angola it's pretty much. We did renewal of our management IT platform in Frankfurt, central firewall system, borders, storage, and so on and so on. And eventually also put in place a new statistics software, which we called Service Insights System, SIS. We had to do this because until then, the old platform relied on S-Flow, the Alcatel-Lucent provides IPFix, and we had to look for another solution. We first were looking into commercial solutions, couldn't get the right one because most of them are using or evaluating layer 3 information. We are looking into L2 information and therefore developed an own solution based on Elasticsearch and PMACT and built a cluster with a terabyte database to handle all this data. Software development, those are these guys working on the front end. What you are seeing also including then the Service Insight System, adding more functionality, especially for you, for self-services, supporting our new CRM system. We build up a configuration management database, have a new website in place, and so on and so on. Last but not least, as you all know, since March of last year, we also have a research and development department. We have a lot of research projects in the European context. We did a study for the NISA about the threat landscape and good practice for internet infrastructure. We also successfully accomplished the ACDC project, which was a multinational project. How many countries were involved? Roughly 30, 28 countries from all over Europe. We have a Bundesforschungsminister for a technology-granted project on big data security, which looks more into DDoS attacks and how to detect them, and especially what we also did, development, I already said it, the SIS system, worked on our BSI Grundschutz, which is basically ISO 1720001. We also did or finished the IT security concept for the regulator, had the OpenIX certification for our exchange point in New York, and Thomas and his team are also working on a couple of internet drafts, one on black hole BGP community, and then the next one deals with route service and adding more capabilities to it, especially to detect much faster when a route server fails over. And the last one is a draft we do together with our partner, Alcatel-Lucent. This is proxy up and neighbor discovery function in EVPN networks. And I guess that's from my side. And I'm handing over to Gert again. So if there are questions both to what Harald said and me, I guess we still have 1 or 2 minutes to answer this. Questions? Remarks? Oh, everyone is still a little bit sleepy. Okay, thank you very much.